Dracoria, a realm of vibrant hues and untamed beauty, a land where fire met ice and wind danced with the shadows. Here, majestic dragons soared through the skies, their scales shimmering with the colors of their ancestral domains. The fire dragons, with scales of molten gold and ruby, ruled the volcanic peaks of Mount Ignis. The ice dragons, their bodies reflecting the glacial blues and whites of the frozen wastes, commanded the north. The wind dragons, ethereal and swift, made their home among the clouds, their scales a canvas of sky blue and silver. And the shadow dragons, enigmatic and stealthy, lurked in the depths of the obsidian forest, their scales as dark as night itself. These four clans, bound by ancient lineage, shared Dracoria in relative peace. Their world was not a utopia, however. Minor squabbles and territorial disputes would occasionally erupt between the clans, yet a sense of balance prevailed. This harmony was no accident. It was meticulously maintained by a sacred agreement passed down through generations of dragons. A pact forged not in blood and conquest, but in wisdom and understanding. This was the Pact of Skies. The Pact of Skies was more than just a treaty, it was the lifeblood of Dracoria. It was a solemn oath taken by every dragon upon reaching maturity, an oath to respect the boundaries and the powers of each clan. It was a commitment to resolve disputes through diplomacy, not through brute force. For centuries, the pact held strong. It ensured the survival and prosperity of all dragonkind. The elders taught the young in turn swore to uphold the ancient ways. Yet, like all things forged in time, the pact was not immune to the winds of change. A storm was brewing on the horizon, a storm that threatened to shatter the peace and plunge Dracoria into chaos. At the heart of this brewing tempest was a dragon unlike any other, a dragon consumed by darkness. His name was Xirax. Xirax was a shadow dragon, but his scales were not the familiar ebony of his kin. His were the color of a starless night, a void that seemed to consume all light. His heart was a cold, desolate wasteland, devoid of the camaraderie and honor that bound the dragon clans. He craved power, dominance over all of Dracoria. Xirax saw the Pact of Skies as a weakness, a shackle preventing him from claiming what he believed was rightfully his. He whispered his poison into the ears of those willing to listen, preying on their fears and insecurities. Slowly, insidiously, he began to gather followers. Disgruntled dragons, hungry for power or blinded by their ambitions, flocked to his banner. He promised them power, promised them dominion over the other clans. He promised them Dracoria itself. His words, laced with promises of power and riddled with lies, spread like wildfire through the land. The delicate balance of the Pact of Skies began to waver. The threat of war loomed large, darker than the scales of Xirax himself. The very soul of Dracoria hung in the balance. Section 4. A Call to Unity. Queen Valeria, a majestic wind dragon with sapphire scales that shimmered like 1,000 sunsets, had ruled her clan with wisdom and compassion for centuries. Known for her foresight and unwavering dedication to the Pact of Skies, she was the first to sense the looming threat. The whispers of dissent, the growing unrest among the clans did not escape her notice. When reports of Xirax's activities reached her, she knew she could no longer stand idly by. With a heavy heart, she issued a call to all the dragon clans, a call to unity in the face of unprecedented danger. She urged them to set aside their differences, to remember the sacred oath they swore to the Pact of Skies. For the sake of their world, for the future of their kind, they had to stand united against Xirax. Her words, carried on the wind, echoed across Dracoria, reaching the fiery peaks of Mount Ignis, the frozen plains of the north, and the shadowed depths of the obsidian forest. The fate of Dracoria rested on her plea. The survival of their world depended on their unity. Section 5. Battle of the Skies. The response to Valeria's call was not unanimous. Xirax's influence had already poisoned the hearts of many. Dragons who had sworn to uphold the pact now stood against their kin, their eyes clouded with ambition and fear. The skies of Dracoria, once a tapestry of vibrant colors, became a maelstrom of fire, ice, wind, and shadow, as the dragon clans clashed in a battle for their world. The roar of dragons shook the very foundations of Dracoria. Fire and ice met in explosive bursts of steam. Gale force winds ripped through the battlefield, scattering both friend and foe. Shadows danced and writhed, obscuring the combatants in a deadly ballet. The fate of Dracoria hung precariously in the balance, each roar of defiance, each blast of fire, a testament to the struggle for their world. The air crackled with the raw power of their elemental magic, the very fabric of Dracoria threatening to unravel under the onslaught. Yet, even amidst the chaos, Queen Valeria remained a beacon of hope. Her sapphire scales shone brightly, her roars carrying a message of courage and unity. She fought with the fury of a tempest, her every attack a testament to her unwavering belief in the Pact of Skies. But the tide of the battle seemed to be turning against them. Xerax's forces were relentless, their attacks fueled by his dark promises. Section 6. The Heartflame. Realizing the dire situation, Queen Valeria knew that drastic measures were needed. She had heard whispers of an ancient power, a force of pure light and creation known as the Heartflame. Legend spoke of its existence hidden deep within the heart of Dracoria, a power that could vanquish even the darkest of evils. But the legends also warned of its destructive potential, a power that could consume even the purest of hearts. It was a gamble, a desperate last resort, but with the fate of Dracoria hanging precariously in the balance, Valeria knew she had no other choice. With a heavy heart, she made a decision that would forever etch her name in the annals of Dracoria. Leaving the battle to her comrades, she flew towards the heart of the world, to the very core of Dracoria, where the Heartflame was said to reside. She flew with the speed of a comet, her sapphire scales glowing brighter with each passing moment. She knew the risks, knew the potential cost, but for the sake of her world, for the future of her kind, she was willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. She was prepared to give everything to save her world.